From the Watergate Building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now, here's Hotline editor, John Mercurio.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm John Mercurio.
And I'm Mercurio and McAlvanah.
The Clinton campaign is battling a series of negative news stories, including the fallout from the Iowa memo, 2 upcoming books about the Clintons, 2 front-page stories about the couple's relationship with a benefactor, an item in the New York Post that claims there was a New York, D.C. rift in Hillary's campaigns, and questions about her Iraq vote last week. Whew, gotta take a breath. Nora, which one of these stories do you think will stick? And if you don't mind, please list your items on our sticking board here.
I like this.
Yes, you like that?
That's good technology there.
Exactly, that's what we try for.
You know, to be honest,
Please.
looking at them all of them in total sum, I don't think any will really hurt her.
Okay, all right.
So why don't you go first, and I'll just disagree with you,
Okay,
because
please.
I'm pretty good at that.
I prefer that than
Yeah.
to other things. All right, I'm going to read these upside down. Actually, not really. I'm going to start at the bottom, though. Look, I don't think this New York DC staff feud, no offense to the New York Post, which I love to read, is any new news, or is it any big news? I don't think anybody is surprised to hear that the New York and the DC staffs, the political staff versus her Senate staff, are having tensions. There's been tension between the sort of Clinton White House people and the Clinton Senate people for years, and that will continue throughout the campaign. And the New York Post will continue to make a big deal of it. The questionable, the Iowa memo. Look, I think that the Iowa memo, I think, frankly, hasn't really been disproven. Could have been something that the Clinton campaign didn't mind being released. It was a trial balloon, in a sense, as to whether or not whether or not she should invest as much in Iowa as she thinks she should. Obviously, Tom Vilsack wants her to. The former governor has endorsed her and wants her to make a big deal of it. I'm going to put that right here.
Okay.
I'll put that right here. I don't think the war funding vote makes a big deal. Look, she's never going to get credit. Arianna Huffington made this point today. Even if she votes with Barack Obama on issues like Iraq war funding, he's the one who's going to get the credit, he's the one who's going to get the credit. She's the one who's going to get the blame. It's not the sentiment among the liberal base of the party, I think, is so entrenched that at this point she should sort of move on and try to appeal to other voters. The questionable contributor, though, that's the one I think ultimately, sorry I'm doing this so haphazardly, the questionable contributor, and the details of the story are still a little bit sketchy, but I think that the sort of ongoing drip, drip, drip of reminders of things that might have took place in the Clinton administration are a problem. And I think that the unflattering books are what they are. They're right in the middle. They're boring to people. Look, 30% of Americans, 25% of Americans will never vote for Hillary Clinton. 30% of Americans love her to death. There's a middle ground. These sorts of books, without any sort of new, real sort of bombshell development, I think just are greeted by a yawn by both sides. People who aren't going to support her already say, I wasn't going to support her. I don't care what these books say. And the same on the other side. You saw both the campaign and a lot of people in the media, I think, over the weekend yawn at the books.
All right, well, I have to say something.
Please do. I promise your job
I
is
did
secure.
not understand why this made front page news.
Well,
Washington Post and New York Times.
Nora.
Oh, all right,
Yeah,
good.
that's what it is.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
No, this was they're not even mentioned in this. Apparently, this is a close contributor of theirs who's donated a lot of money and is under investigation by his company for, questionable practices. And in this lawsuit, the Clintons aren't even mentioned.
All right.
It's like 6 degrees, and I can't believe it made.
Well, where are you going to put? You got to put something on the top. There.
I don't know. I think we have to have a mini off-board.
A sub-board, if you will.
This is off to me too. I don't think, maybe together, I don't think there's anything right now, that is going to come out about the Clintons that we don't know already. These things have been, she's the most vetted candidate. There's nothing from, this brings back, Rose Law Firm, Clinton bedroom, all these things.
I agree with you, but I think I'm a little bit playing devil's advocate here, but I think that what those books do is just sort of harden and maybe sort of further motivate that 25% who were never going to vote for her in the first place, but it helps motivate them to
But if anything, to me, this is helpful. Carl Bernstein worked on this book for 8 years, and what did he find? To me, there is nothing left to find about this candidate.
Cash for readers.
So, I do think that this is going to be the big issue.
You're just taking everything off the board here.
No, I'm going to put this up. I'm going to say that no matter what, for her, for any candidate, however they vote on this issue is going to be a big deal. And she said she grappled with the issue a lot. She waited till the very last minute.
Right.
So I think that you're never going to have, either way, especially in the general, that's going to hurt her.
Oh, I agree with you. And I think that the fact that she and Barack Obama basically both waited till the very end, both were sort of deliberating and sort of equivocating on this vote, and then both voted the exact same way. I think ultimately, and yet are getting such different treatment by the liberal base over the weekend and today, I think just shows how much easier it is for him to manipulate and navigate this issue than it is for her. And that, according to some, is why Barack Obama will ultimately win this primary.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see.
You're just going to leave it blank, though.
I think this is.
Do you get your checks directly from Howard Wolfson, or do you?
Yeah, he does. He makes them out to.
Or does he just pay in
Thank
kind?
you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, we're out of time. Thanks for tuning in. We're out of time. Thanks for tuning in. Please join us tomorrow for another scintillating episode of Hotline TV.